Can you imagine that a simple habit, something you do mechanically every morning in your kitchen, could be silently rusting your veins from the inside? And look, I'm not talking about any strange poison or exotic foods. I'm talking about what the vast majority of people put on the table believing it to be healthy, or at least harmless. Perhaps this food is in your cupboard right now. Modern science has already shown us that there is a direct link between what we eat when we wake up and the health of our circulation in our legs and heart. If you feel your legs are heavy and swollen at the end of the day, or are afraid of vascular problems in the future, you need to know this now. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what this invisible mistake is, and most importantly, how to protect your body starting with your next breakfast. Stay with me, because this information can change the lightness of your days. Watch this video, then share it with them, because what I'm about to tell you could save lives. Paper and pen in hand, let's get to today's lesson. Let's talk about breakfast. Culturally, it's the most important meal, right? And biologically, it sets the pace of your metabolism for the rest of the day. The problem is that after age 50, our blood vessels lose some of that natural elasticity of youth. This is normal, it's part of aging. However, what we put on our plate can drastically accelerate this hardening of the veins or help keep them flexible. And here's the big point to consider: the excess of simple and refined carbohydrates. I want you to be honest with me right now. What did you eat this morning? White bread? Crackers? A juice box? Or even that natural orange juice but strained and without fiber? Coffee with lots of sugar? Write it in the comments. I really want to know about your routine. Don't be shy. We're here to learn. The problem is that these foods I mentioned, white bread, cakes, cookies, and juices, are converted into sugar or glucose very quickly by our bodies. When you eat them early in the morning on an empty stomach, you create a spike in blood glucose. Imagine a rush of sugar coursing through your arteries all at once. Our bodies weren't designed to handle such a huge amount of energy so quickly. And why does this harm your veins and arteries? There's a chemical process called glycation. To explain it in a very simple and visual way, imagine that this excess sugar in the blood begins to stick to the proteins that form the walls of your blood vessels. It's like a hardening caramel or internal rust. This process inflames the vessel wall and causes it to lose its flexibility. A healthy vein needs to be elastic to pump blood back to the heart, against gravity. When it becomes rigid and inflamed because of this sugar rust, the blood begins to have difficulty circulating. The pressure inside increases, and the risk of varicose veins, thrombosis, and circulatory problems rises considerably. Often, patients come to my office with leg pain, excessive swelling at the end of the day, that heavy feeling as if they were carrying lead in their calves, and the first thing we investigate is chronic inflammation caused by diet. I had a patient, her name was Donna Lucia, who is a classic example. She thought she ate very well, bread with margarine and orange juice. Orange juice, in particular, is a big trap. When we squeeze the fruit and drink only the liquid, we remove the fiber that protected the body and drink pure fructose, which turns into fat in the liver and causes inflammation very quickly. Donna Lucia had terrible pain and very dilated veins. It's important for me to be very honest with you here. Changing your diet won't magically make existing varicose veins disappear. Varicose veins are dilated veins, structural damage. But by correcting Donna Lucia's diet, eliminating that excess morning sugar, what happened? Her body inflammation dropped drastically. The swelling decreased, the pain disappeared, and her energy returned. Her condition stopped worsening, and she started to have a better quality of life. Today she walks and plays with her grandchildren without pain. That's what we're talking about, stopping the daily abuse of your veins. Do you identify with this feeling of tiredness in your legs? If so, know that the blame isn't just age, but could be on the fuel you're using. Now that you understand that breakfast full of white flour and sugar is what's causing this silent inflammation in your veins, you must be wondering, but Dr. Robert, what should I eat then? I need energy to start the day. And that's a very legitimate question. The good news is that the substitutions I'm going to teach you now aren't just remedies for your veins. They're delicious and will give you much more stable energy without that sudden fatigue that hits mid-morning. Let's talk about 5 smart swaps that act as a real shield for your circulatory system. The first major change, and perhaps the most powerful, is to lose the fear of good fats and proteins at breakfast. The first suggestion I give my patients is bring eggs back to the table. For a long time, ancient medicine condemned eggs because of cholesterol, but current science has shown us that eggs are one of the most complete foods that exist. The cholesterol in eggs is not the villain that clogs your arteries. The villain is the inflammation caused by the sugar we eat along with them. Try scrambled eggs with vegetables, perhaps some spinach or tomato. This delivers high-quality protein that will build the walls of your blood vessels and antioxidants that fight that rust I mentioned before. In addition, you will feel full for much longer, avoiding snacking on junk food. The second option is for those who prefer something fresher: natural yogurt. And mind you, I'm talking about natural yogurt, the kind that only has milk and yeast as ingredients, not those full of artificial colors and sugar disguised as healthy, mixed with chia seeds and red fruits, such as strawberries or blueberries. Why is this combination magical? Chia is rich in omega-3, a powerful natural anti-inflammatory for the blood. Red fruits have pigments that protect the endothelium, which is the inner lining of your veins. And yogurt takes care of your gut. Today we know that an inflamed gut spreads inflammation throughout the body, including the legs. The third substitution is excellent for the heart: avocado. You can eat mashed avocado, perhaps with some crushed nuts on top. Avocado is rich in monounsaturated fats, the same type of healthy fat as olive oil. It helps maintain the flexibility of the arteries and doesn't cause an insulin spike. Remember that our goal is to prevent blood sugar from rising too quickly? Avocado is a master at this. Fourth tip, and this one is about what you drink. Swap sugary juices and sodas for natural, unsweetened teas or flavored water. Green tea, hibiscus tea, or herbal teas are full of polyphenols that improve circulation. Hydration is key. Think about your blood. If you don't drink water, your blood becomes more viscous, thicker, and your heart has to work much harder to pump, overloading the veins in your legs. Well-hydrated blood flows like a clean river. And finally, the fifth change, which generates a lot of controversy. Bread. Dr. Robert, do I need to cut out bread forever? Look, if you can avoid wheat, your blood vessels will thank you, but I know the habit is strong. If you're going to eat bread, make sure it's real whole wheat bread. And here's the secret the industry doesn't tell you. It's not enough for it to say whole wheat on the packaging. You need to read the ingredient list. The first ingredient on the list has to be whole wheat flour. If the first one is wheat flour enriched with iron, it's disguised white bread. Also, look for breads with more than 3 grams of fiber per slice. Fiber acts like a net that holds the sugar, preventing it from entering the bloodstream too quickly. Notice how it's not about starving yourself, but about changing the quality of your fuel? You didn't choose to grow old. Time passes for all of us, but you choose every morning what you put on your plate. And that choice can determine whether you will live the next 10, 20 years with the energy and freedom to walk, travel, and play with your family, or whether you will live as a hostage to pain, swelling, and the constant fear of a stroke or thrombosis. Donna Lucia, whom I mentioned before, made those changes. She didn't magically cure her old varicose veins. They're still there, but they stopped hurting, they stopped progressing, and she returned to living life to the fullest. That's what I wish for you. Before we wrap up, I have an extra secret for those of you who have stayed with me this far. I call it the order trick. Did you know that the order in which you put food in your mouth matters just as much as the quality of the food? It's a simple strategy we use in lifestyle medicine. If you decide that, on a Sunday or a special occasion, you're going to eat that little bread roll or a sweeter fruit, never, under any circumstances, start by eating the carbohydrate alone. The secret is, make a bed on your stomach. Always start with protein or fiber. First, eat the scrambled eggs or nuts. Only after eating the protein should you eat the carbohydrate. Why does this work? The protein and healthy fats reach your intestines first and create a kind of physical barrier, a protective net. When the sugar from the bread or fruit arrives there minutes later, this barrier will prevent it from being absorbed all at once. This means that even eating the same amount of food, the impact on your veins will be much less, simply because you change the order of your bites. It's a small, intelligent adjustment that protects your pancreas and arteries. Try doing this tomorrow. First the egg, then the rest. Your body will feel the difference immediately. Now, I want to make you a special invitation, almost a playful doctor-like challenge. Would you like to try it? I want to propose the 7-day challenge. For 1 week, just 7 days, try to eliminate added sugar and white flour from your breakfast. Use these options I've given you: eggs, fruits with fiber, root vegetables. Just 1 week. Observe how your bloating will decrease and your energy will change. If you accept this challenge, write in the comments, "I'm in for 7 days. Let's create a chain of health below." Then, come back here to tell me the results. I read the comments, and I'm immensely happy with each of your victories. Take good care of your veins. Remember that they are the roads through which life flows through your body. And look, if you found it interesting to understand how breakfast impacts your circulation, wait until you see what other foods you have in your refrigerator might be doing silently. In the next video, I'll reveal 3 specific superfoods that help repair the endothelium, the lining of your veins, and one of them is an inexpensive spice you probably already have in your kitchen and aren't using correctly. You won't want to miss it. Thank you so much for your time, your trust, and your company. A big hug, may God be with you, and until our next meeting.